Rebuilding America One Church at a Time. Nehemiah chapter 2, verse 18. Then I told them of the hand of my God which was good upon me, as also the king's words that he had spoken unto me. And they said, Let us rise up and build. So they strengthened their hands for this good work.
Hello, I'm evangelist, revival preacher Ted Franklin, and my ministry is Rebuilding America One Church at a Time. On March 27, 1983, under the Lord's leading, I became pastor of the great First Baptist Church of Frewsburg, New York, whose morning attendance was 13. I've been asked to consider other churches running 75, 150, 300, but the Lord made it clear by direct answer to prayer to take the helm of this struggling church. That first Sunday, we started a week of revival meetings with me preaching. The following Monday morning, a deacon, Mr. Frankson, came to me and said, "The deacons and I have put $3,000 in the bank, and when that's gone, we're going to close the church and give the building to the Christian Missionary Alliance." The Lord blessed and rebuilt the church, and we saw it go from 13 to about 130 in attendance, a 900% increase, with that original $3,000 still in the bank. Hence, the ministry of rebuilding churches began.
A quotation that has been attributed to Alexis Charles Henri Clérel de Tocqueville, 1805 to 1859, a French political thinker and historian most famous for his work Democracy in America, is, "I sought for the greatness and genius of America in her commodious harbors and her ample rivers, and it was not there. I sought for the greatness and genius of America in her fertile fields and boundless forests, and it was not there. I sought for the greatness and genius of America in her rich mines and her vast world commerce, and it was not there. I sought for the greatness and genius of America in her public school system and her institutions of learning, and it was not there. I sought for the greatness and genius of America in her Democratic Congress and her matchless Constitution, and it was not there. Not until I went into the churches of America and heard her pulpit aflame with righteousness did I understand the secret of her genius and power. America is great because America is good, and if America ever ceases to be good, America will cease to be great. Not until I went in the Church of America and heard a pulpit flame with righteousness did I understand the secret of her genius and power."
There are over 10,000 churches in America whose doors closed just last year alone. There are now over 6 billion people on this earth, and most will die without Christ. If churches are closing, they are not preaching the gospel. If churches are closing, they are not winning the lost. If churches are closing, they are not sending missionaries. If churches are closing, millions will die without Christ. As America's churches close and God and morality are removed, America will continue to run headlong into sin and then fall. When that happens, the world will lose a great lighthouse pointing people to Christ. The world needs this lighthouse.
By preaching revival messages and working with pastors, we began helping them reach new heights, helping small and large churches, pointing them toward growth, building, and rebuilding. With my wife at my side, we began knocking down barriers hindering growth, along with working with their people, teaching the trade to their youth, and bringing the pastor's vision of a large new auditorium or a fellowship hall to completion. We want to help you shed light on America's need for Christ. Some of the pastors and preachers I've been privileged to have recommend me are Dr. Terry Angel, Dr. Jack Patterson, Pastor Robert Olson, Dr. Ronald Petrick, Evangelist Dennis Corll, Evangelist Tim Booth, and others, including Dr. Bob Gray, who featured our ministry in his magazine, The Baptist. God has blessed us through the years as we helped churches and traveled from New York to Texas and Michigan to Florida, preaching, building, seeing souls saved and baptized, couples surrendering to full-time service, and significant growth in churches and in their people. We count it a privilege and great joy to help and encourage and give direction from my many years of experience in preaching, pastoring, and, of course, building, to pastors and their churches. Pray for America, because the secret of her genius and power and the hope for our nation is found in its pulpits aflame with righteousness. And then answer this question: how can we help you in your church? Because in so doing, together, we can help rebuild America.